Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome back to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back for yet another exciting week of the Lost at Home podcast, episode 460, not a prime number.
Not a prime number
not
at all,
even
not
close.
even close. I saw a funny joke the other day on...
I love funny jokes. They're better than the unfunny jokes.
You mean just talking?
They're so better than talking.
I was going through the social medias and it said, Betsy waited till she's 101 so she to die because she wanted to die in her prime. That's what it said. And then I was like, where'd that joke come from? And it was something I posted like 15 years ago on Facebook. No,
still love it.
It wasn't my joke, I don't think. Very well could have been. I'm clever enough to have come up with that. But no, we're just having a good time. Also, I think it's not nearly as noticeable as it was. You can attest to this from last Sunday when we didn't record because my throat was completely gone. My voice was out. But I'm still getting some of my voice back. So if you hear a little raspier JJ than usual, this is why. So.
Makes sense. Not your evil twin, Raspy Jeremiah.
Yeah.
That's his name. Your parents are very uncreative with names. Right. That's Jeremiah and Raspy Jeremiah.
Yeah, Raspy Jeremiah. Like, they're not even talking yet. Haven't even said their first word yet. Oh, we'll just make him smoke so he'll grow into his nickname.
No, the first Goo Goo Gaga was Gaga.
Goo Goo fucking Gaga. Come on, yo. That makes me want to cough.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't flex your voice in that manner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe by the time an hour's done, I won't have a voice anymore, and I'm just gonna, be digging myself a hole. But I wanted to make sure we got another recording in because I'm looking forward to it, and I want to make sure we bring some good stories, some weird news that falls through the cracks to these folks out there.
And some even weirder ideas for properties. What we like to do is twist our news stories into new media, whether it be a movie, a TV show idea, a rap song, a comic book, a novel. Who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah.
A political movement? Who knows?
Yep, that's right.
You might be in a cult just for listening to this.
Oh, I hope. Oh my, I would love to make a cult. We have the best cult. I think every cult leader's like, I think I'd be a pretty good cult leader. We have the best cult.
You get so much tail.
Yeah, and then and then cut to for some like.
Oh, then you die.
We'll cut to like, wait a minute, when did we start fucking kids? Hey, god damn it! Couldn't we just been one of the UFO ones? Hey, they fucked kids too, sir. Oh, okay. Apparently, most of cults just devolve into kid fucking.
Hey, the strongest fires burn brightly as hell before they get extinguished.
So you're talking about pedophiles? I was talking about pedophiles.
Fires.
Yeah, no, but you're that's an analogy, right? A metaphor, right?
Oh, I was just thinking like
you're just literally thinking about fires?
Cult leaders literally live a huge life where they are the leader. They get all this tail, and then they always die or something.
But I was pointing out that before they usually die, they turn into pedophiles / are pedophiles. So, and then you're like, they always burn the brightest toward the end. I'm like, wait, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about, but they always become pedophiles first.
But can't you be a cult leader that doesn't become a pedophile?
Very few. I think Applewood or whatever, Applewhite, Marshall Applewhite.
Tim Apple.
No, the fucking UFO cult from the 90s that Heaven's Gate.
Oh, the sneakers one.
Yeah, exactly. Like they
didn't go into pedophilia.
As far as I could, I've listened to a lot on them. I don't think they ended up fucking kids.
No, we would be the good cult that gets all the all the ladies, but no kid fucking.
Oh yeah, no, we still get to steal other men's wives, and we get our harem, and we absolutely.
But no kid fucking.
No kid fucking. No. Why would you need to? You got. I mean, I guess people who fuck kids.
I think it's because once they hit like their 19th wife, they start pushing those boundaries. Like, well, I can get a younger wife, younger wife.
Wait a minute, when did this happen? Gag goo goo. She said I do, and it's.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's the kind of content you're gonna get. We started right off with pedophilia, boys and girls.
Welcome to your benevolent cult.
Yeah, and I don't mean boys and girls like little ones. I mean men and women,
ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Yeah. And anybody in between. We have not forsaken any of the trans brethren out there, despite the fact that we're not a political podcast. But it seems like the American government has, in fact,
we love our trans brothers, sisters, and everything in between.
Everything in between. So everybody, you are welcome here, just as we are welcome to get lost in some thought before we dive into some stories proper. Scott, you brought a couple to the table. I rarely have them, but I was I don't even want to say I have one, but like. It's just I was about to text you a bunch of this stupid shit about the Taken movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my first thought is that's very simple. I know the term milquetoast. It exists out there in the ether. It's a common term. Someone who's kind of like, I don't know, so vanilla, they're almost disgustingly vanilla. Like, they're just nothing. They have no personality, no nothing. Then I came up with cucktoast.
Yes.
Because it adds one level to it where it's not just your vanilla and your nothing. You're vanilla and nothing to another, like J.D. Vance, our vice president.
Yeah, cucktoast.
He is a milquetoast man, but in his role as VP, he's cucktoast.
Yeah, he's cucktoast. I like cucktoast.
He's cucktoast.
I also like, and I know that we've covered milquetoast before on the show because I pointed this out before, but I also like that milquetoast is spelled milque or whatever. And I do love spelling it milquetoast as if it's, because it does fit.
I always write it milquetoast.
No, because it fits. Like white milk and white toast. It's like what toast is like generally like, okay, bland.
It's like someone who dips their white toast in white milk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oh my God. It's no butter.
It's spicy. It's spicy.
Oh my God.
Is this 2%?
Oh my God. Raw milk? Oh my God. I can taste the cow.
But yeah, I always thought of it as milk and toast.
Me too. I think
vanilla on vanilla.
I think a lot, but I know that we've covered it before because I remember it being written before.
Cucktoast is vanilla on vanilla, but you're also
and also
cucktoast
is straight up cuque. I spell it like cuck, like the milk, the QUE.
Oh,
cucktoast, yeah. And so it looks really fancy. I absolutely love that.
Yep. And then my wife introduced me to a video I thought I had seen. I even told her, I'm like, no, I've seen this video. Why are we watching this again? She's like, no, trust me, you haven't seen this. And I fought back a little bit. She hit play on YouTube, and I watched the Santigold Beastie Boys music video.
Yeah, what's the name of the song? I can't remember what the name of the song is, but
it's the only Santigold Beastie Boys song.
Yeah.
I know. That makes it easy.
That's how I found out about it. Like, I just typed in Santigold Beastie Boys, and I can't remember what the name of the song is.
I fought back with her because I have heard this song 1,000 times. It's been on so many of my playlists in my fucking Spotify. Like, I keep adding it to different playlists.
I looked it up on Spotify before I still haven't watched the video because it's 15 minutes long.
And I'm just urging our listeners to go online right now to YouTube and type in Beastie Boys Santigold.
Yeah.
It's like a 15-minute long video, and it's all stop motion using like G.I. Joe action figures. And it has a story. The music just stops at points, and like for 5 minutes straight, the action figures just have a story.
Yeah.
Like, it's astounding.
I assume that Beastie Boys didn't just make a 15-minute song. It's got to be like some.
No. It has cuts. It has moments.
It's a short film with a piece of music in between, right?
Yeah. So it's brilliant, and I just urge all of our listeners to go listen to this video or watch this video.
Well, and this brought me into this particular discussion.
Also, my lost in thoughts are often when I'm fucking baked out of my mind.
Yeah.
So when I opened my notes and it had listened to Santo Gold,
yes.
I was like, when did I write that? I had that thought. I was like, when did I write that? And then I listened to it. I'm like, oh, I didn't write that.
So the artist, I don't know if you would listen to much Santigold outside of the Beastie Boys.
Duo,
Santigold's
great.
Yeah, so Santigold's pretty awesome. It was a number of years where she was popping off. Anyway, I mean, even the Santigold video.
We're talking 2010s.
With 2011, and so she was kind of like probably 2008 to 2010 probably started like coming into. Anyway, when I was a big fan, like somewhere in my YouTube feed, this song popped up called "The Real Santo Gold," and obviously Santigold is Santigold, but this person goes by Santo Gold, and it seems like this almost like Nevada esque, it's a weird, almost surreal. But anyway, this person, because Santigold was making a splash, they piggyback / wanted to put out a diss track kind of thing. It was like, I'm the real Santigold. So I'm going to play a little clip of that for our listeners right now.
I'm the real Santo Gold. I'm the real Santo Gold. I'm the real Santo Gold. I don't like my name being stole. Spent millions on my name, Santo Gold, 'cause I'm the real Santo Gold. When I was made, they threw away the mold, 'cause I'm the real Santo Gold. Read my history as it is told that I'm the real Santo Gold.
So yeah, that's a bizarre little thing. I just figured that kind of tucked in. I had not thought about that. It actually took me a while to find that real Santo Gold one on YouTube. It was something that I think he ended up taking down, but then somebody was like, this is ridiculous, weird, cringe, surreal, cringe shit. But I had my own set of non-baked, but really early in the morning, a little bleary-eyed, I think, I decided, I woke up like 5 a.m. and I was like trying to get back to sleep. And finally, it was like 6, and I was like, I'm just going to get up. I'm just going to start working. And it was a Friday morning. I was like, you know what? I'm going to work from the couch, all this kind of stuff. You know what my Fridays look like. I try to stack up of my couch work. And I was like, I've never seen those Taken movies. You were just talking about going on Liam Neeson revenge movie watch.
Oh, yeah, a couple weeks ago, yeah. I was watching some of the ones I'd never heard of because I think they were all straight to DVD.
But and every movie,
sorry, dating myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, those are
the ones you have to find in the bin at Walmart.
Yeah, the only the bin movies, like
where you dig through the bin.
Oh, I love that, dude. You're like, oh, I'm going to find a nugget. You never do, but you just, that's where those asylum movies and stuff, the mockbusters are always. But yeah, so I was just watching the Taken movies, and this isn't really like a lost in thought. I just like, when you watch them back to back to back, like you obviously, you start laughing at like some of the ridiculousness, because like in every single one, he's like, so I just want to...
you're supposed to go 2 years in between forgetting some of the stuff.
Yeah, like you should... Well, yeah.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, but instead, when you're watching it and like the next, 2 hours later, he's like, you're about to be taken. I'm just like, in every single one, like he's telling somebody. So I wanted to just like start like calling people up and like just be like, hey, listen, we don't have much time. You're about to be taken. It's like, what?
And then click.
Yeah, but also like, and then when like I also started want to use like, I've got a set of like special skills or whatever like that. So like when I'm just going like to a drive-through and like, what do you like? Listen up, I have a set of special skills. I want 3 hamburgers, and like have like a comically fucking Lucky Charms accent and all that kind of stuff. Because in the third movie, it's, oh my god, it starts out so bad.
I've seen them all, and I don't remember the second two.
They're so much fun.
Isn't it the second one where he uses granades and echolocation?
She just lays waste to France.
She literally pops grenades and throws them out windows randomly.
Yeah.
There's people in that town.
And he's like 1, 2. Okay, I guess you're like 2 kilometers away. It's like, okay,
now throw another in a different direction.
Yeah. Oh, in like 1 minute, just throw one for
2, 3, 4. Okay, that one was further away, so I'm closer to the first one.
Yeah.
It is brilliant in the dumbest way.
And I get it, but it's just like she's just throwing grenades.
We need an SNL skit where they use the original footage from the movie, and she's like, all right, here you go. Click. Throws the first one out the window, and you just see like a mom and a daughter like, oh, these melons are right. I go, click, ding, 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 bam.
Oh, okay, you're 5 seconds away. Wait, hold on, I wasn't listening. Can do it again.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I can't believe you worked so hard to get into college on a free scholarship tour. Tink, 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 boom.
The number of just
ruining other families, trying to save his family.
Exactly, because
19 families dead. He's like, I think I still need one more to echolocate you.
Honey, I think it sounds pretty close, Dad. Yeah, but you know what? Just one for good
more.
Safe. Yeah, just for the good of it. Yeah, but the other thing,
that one just goes into a bus full of nuns, drives a quarter mile before it goes on.
Yeah.
Oh no, are you on the move? That one's further away. But like 15 nuns.
Exactly, just blows up nuns and fucking orphanage.
That scene,
it pulls up to the orphanage, and it blows up the orphanage and the bus full of nuns that were going to work there.
That scene out of all 3 movies is the one that sticks with me because it was the most bonkers.
I was gonna I feel like and I was so
just
frustrated.
keep throwing grenades, honey.
I looked up Ryan George Taken. I was like, he's got to have. I didn't see he's done any of them for those movies. I'm like, those are like the best ones. So I have to look deeper. I assume they would just pop right up. I didn't see them.
Oh yeah, because he could totally be like, then what she do?
And then
she throws her grenade.
Yeah.
And what happens? Well, her dad thinks she's close, but he needs another grenade.
Yeah, exactly. No, like literally just describe the movie. Like just But the one that got me cracking up is just
I don't remember 3 at all.
In my head.
I should rewatch 3.
Number 3, it starts out so saccharine because it's the one spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't want to know how Taken 3 from a bazillion years ago.
Yeah, no spoilers for old
And by the way,
movies.
this is how the movie starts. But within the first 15 minutes of the movie, the mom's dead, like the ex-wife.
She just didn't want to come back.
But remember, I assume she's
That's
like, I'm not doing
she
another
sign
one
up.
of these
Like,
fucking
all right,
movies.
easy, we write her dead.
Because that's like Famke Janssen. She has a real fucking career or whatever. So does Liam Neeson, but he's like, okay, you're gonna throw these fucking buckets of money
Half
at
of
me.
Liam Neeson's career is VOD, and
Yes,
I don't.
it's true. Yes, I think he just
he's
does whatever.
in trouble with taxes, gambling. Drugs.
He's probably bought a dinosaur skull like fucking Nicolas Cage. The reason Nicolas Cage is in 19 movies a year.
Nicolas Cage was that, and he had tax issues too.
He does, yeah. Well, he bought like an island and a dinosaur skull. I think in like the same year.
Dude, it would be hard for me to get rich and famous and not do dumb stuff like that.
Well, if I was like Elon Rich or something like that, I mean, I would start with a bunch of like frivolous stuff up to like $1 million. Then I would help a shitload of people, and then after I'm like, okay, poor
If I were
people.
Elon Rich, I would solve world hunger, which he can do.
Well, I mean,
world
the
hunger,
thing is
not
though-
even U.S.
yeah,
and then
the
I
thing
would
is though, but
literally be like, I did this.
But remember, he doesn't have that much money. He's fictionally worth that much money.
Fictional.
He's on paper worth that much money, and that's like
Trump.
He's lost like $30 billion just because people are like, oh, maybe Tesla isn't doing like with 60% drop in sales. But anyway,
not a political podcast.
Yeah, no, but but in the third movie, I just he.
Do they take his fucking daughter for a third time?
No. So in the third movie,
Good. Thank you for saying no.
I can't remember if I
because that girl needs a fucking bell around her neck or something.
Remember in the second movie,
Put an air tag in her back pocket.
In the second movie, she's the one that helps rescue them. She doesn't get taken. I mean, they take her for like a sec, or they're going to take her
for a second. I think,
But ultimately, she helps rescue them. But it's the third movie. I actually can't remember because I don't think I finished it. I'm like halfway through it.
Yeah,
but like,
who gets taken?
But it starts with the ex-wife dying, and then. I believe the daughter's pregnant, but he goes to her house with like this big panda bear that he buys at a random thrift shop or whatever. And
as one does.
Yeah, and he's like, talking about
this might have bed bugs, it might not.
Yeah. And he's like, kind of embarrassed about it. He's like, I'm gonna take it back, and he puts it back in the car. And I just imagine him turning over to the panda. He's like, listen, panda, you're about to be taken. Or I think I lost it at that point and just paused the movie, and it's like I'm getting too delirious at like 7 a.m. On my third Taken movie, so I still have to finish Taken 3. But I just want to start like just having. I just want to start
Liam Neeson action movies.
This guy again.
You watched those because I went on my thing. I watched the one in Ireland where it was about the IRA.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah,
except all the action happens in the last 15 minutes.
I think
so. The whole movie is like a slog of getting to the part where we want to see Liam Neeson do his thing.
Yeah. Well, I noticed like you were talking about the Beekeeper. Jason Statham literally has one called Working Man coming out, which is another old dad like with a special set of skills getting revenge. I'm like, I get it. I could watch these movies all the time.
What about the snowplow one?
No,
where he's the plow driver in Alaska, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And bad guys take over the town. And...
So you're talking Liam Neeson movies?
Yeah, another one.
Yeah. Like I feel like everything after Taken, like all of his roles were that. And he's like, you know what? I get paid all this money to just do the dumbest shit. And, good for him. So, anyway, that's getting lost in thought for a little longer than we expected, but I hope people go out there and watch them Taken movies.
I'm actually looking up the snowplow movie's name. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure thing. Yeah, well, you know what? We got to get to
Cold Pursuit.
Cold Pursuit.
Watch Cold Pursuit. It's actually dumb fun. It's from 2019.
It's a winter movie. It's great.
He's a winter movie.
I love
He's a snowplow driver seeking revenge against a drug cartel after his son's murder.
Listen, I've got a special set of skills. I can plow the drives.
This grossed $76 million off a $60 million budget, and no advertising.
Yeah,
they don't advertise his movies unless.
But either way, the marketing is going to be at least 50%, if not 100%. They usually for big ones 2.5x.
It is a remake of a Norwegian film, In the Order of Disappearance.
Okay,
so actually, it has some level of credibility.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes, those Scandinavian movies.
Oh, it takes place in Colorado, too. Not in Alaska.
Alaska, yeah.
This film combines action with dark humor, offering a unique take on the revenge thriller genre. Yeah. I remember it was weirdly funny. Like, he killed people, and you kind of chuckled when he did it, because it was over the top.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's all I want out of the movie.
So, yeah,
I love these terrible movies, because otherwise...
So watch Cold Pursuit next.
People were talking about all these other... Like, there's people like, oh, I want other movies like this. I went down a Reddit thread of people recommending similar movies. But so many of them, like, I've seen that, and that's too good. I want dumber than Taken. And I want as bad and as dumb, and I love them. It's not bad in a pejorative way. But anyway...
his character's name is Nels Coxman.
Yep.
I don't know why, but Coxman works for me.
Yeah, and like people like that's like the writer was dying on that hill. Like, can we just call him something else? Nope, you can change everything else about my movie, but Coxman stays. Anyway.
The names of all the characters are amazing. Trevor Calcote, Kim Dash, and White Bull. These are the characters' names. Yep. It's I might need to rewatch that. It was 2019 when I saw it, but I may need to rewatch it. Cinema Score gave it a B for audience score.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Nominated for Best Action or Adventure Film at the 45th Saturn Awards.
Okay, Saturn Awards. Yeah, that's sort of like the genre specific.
I remember really liking it when I watched
Awards.
it and being hyped because Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman hyped it a lot, saying this movie's going to be batshit bonkers.
Yeah,
and I watched it
it
on their recommendation. And I just remember loving it, but now I don't remember shit about it.
Well, I'm gonna put that on my list then because I'm gonna stack a bunch of these dumb fucking movies up because that's sort of just what I've been in the mood for. But we're gonna hop on into web droppings proper here and give you some good stories. Right, we got some fun stories. Keep people out of the bleakness of the
we
day-to-day
are staying
news.
away from politics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying
cucktoast.
some of these aren't bleak stories or anything like that. We still like getting into that, but we're not going to talk politics bleak, you know.
Now we did do one thing that we said we wouldn't do is on the Valentine's Day episode we said going forward we'd kind of maybe brainstorm maybe an overall theme if there's a holiday or something going on. I don't think there's anything like that, so we're going to go into this one loose. But maybe next week. We look at the next closest holiday, the biggest event culturally, and we try to rein it in. Because the Valentine's Day one, I really liked when we were constrained.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind, like, we brainstorm.
There's no holidays, are there?
Yeah,
Is there a holiday?
And it doesn't have to be, like, we could still have the same stories. It's just after we get the stories, and we say, let's just have a theme that we try to follow. And honestly, working within constraints. And then if it doesn't work, we just say, fuck it, it's our podcast anyway.
Yeah. But I was just saying, like, we didn't do it this time. So for the listener who heard us on the Valentine's Day episode saying we would,
there has been 2 weeks between recording. We may have remembered it last weekend had we recorded. If I had
this one, we're gonna do loose.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a little more standard.
But like when we hit St. Patty's Day, trust me, we're gonna do something there.
Yeah. In fact, I think
stuff like that.
I think by the time this comes out, it'll be the next episode. Might be St. Patrick's Day. Actually,
possibly. Yeah.
The next.
Also, I have a vacation coming up, so we're gonna have to figure out.
Oh, we should.
That
we could front load too, or put some weird shit together.
It's like in 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah. I looked it up on the calendar recently.
3 weeks.
So yeah, I've got a couple of little stories here, or we do. I'm going to start out this week with student sparks fire while trying to hide his inflatable girlfriend from his roommate. Now,
there's nothing in my room that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And he just lights his whole room on fire. Well, sir, I'd like to think the fire to cover the not embarrassing thing means there was an embarrassing thing.
Yeah. Just like. Yeah, box of porn goes up in flames because that's how people watch porn nowadays is via the boxes.
You could have like a drop box full of porn.
That's true. You're true. Yeah. An inbox full of porn.
You could have a letterbox account of a list of porny movies.
Yeah, I didn't realize they apparently have adult content on Letterboxd. You can opt into, or maybe it's just watch. One of those has an opt-in thing. I don't because I'm not going to log mail.
As long as Pornhub is legal in my state, I don't need to figure out if Letterboxd lets me jerk off to it.
Yeah. Well, especially just jerking off to descriptions of movies and people's reviews.
I hated that too. I hated it so much.
That's right. The cum shots did look fake. Oh God. But yeah, I can tell it was just...
Caro syrup is no substitution for cum.
Pretty sure they heated up Elmer's glue, which is a very bad cum substitute for so many reasons.
She's never going to get that out of her eyelashes.
Yeah, how'd you lose your sight? Cum shot. Fake cum shot. Yeah. Oh, I thought they I
don't even understand the words you said.
What? Fake cum shot.
Fake cum shot. Yeah. Blind. Walks off.
Yep.
No, we need a story. She left the party. Yeah. Was she ever even here?
Yeah. Yeah, no, she fell over the snowbank over there.
She can't see with her cum shot eyes.
Yeah, somebody probably should have walked her out to her car. Why? She drove here? Anyway, we've got a Chinese student who sparked a fire in his dormitory after he tried to hide.
In China or in the U.S.? Is this which country?
It sounds like it's in China because this is from the South China Morning Post.
Oh yeah, Hefei University of Technology in the
Anhui province
China.
In central China. This was back February 10th. Actually, I guess we're getting on a few weeks ago. This was from a carryover story. The student's roommate arrived home unexpectedly as they are. First of all. I guess maybe you're like, I just remember when I had roommates, you just always assume they're always going to barge in at any time.
Yeah, always.
Like, because you're like, Who hasn't expected, like, I mean, and that's maybe it's like, oh, they're in class from this time every day or whatever. Maybe that was it. But anyway, roommate arrived home unexpectedly, leading the panicked student, whose identity has not been released for some reason, to set the doll on fire in a hallway. So at first, when I first read the
I can't let anyone see my blow-up doll. Let me bring it into the common hallway first of all.
And just like this slowly melting.
Like doesn't the dorm room itself have maybe I guess some dorm rooms literally are single rooms.
Yes, yeah.
Like you don't even have a bathroom in the dorm. Some communal.
But when the only dorm I ever lived, I ever lived in.
Can't you shove it under the bed, stab it with pens to deflate it?
Like especially like what? Like he came home unexpectedly, so there must have been like a side door or something, like some way to get out into the hall, like. Or they heard him like coming in. He's like, I got to do. So but when I first read that headline, I was like, oh, they must have like tossed it behind a couch on like a, maybe like a lamp, and then it caught fire. I was like, no, the guy literally was just like, oh, I know how to make this less like
conspicuous. So he throws it in the middle of the common hallway, and then with a lighter, it's like click, click, click.
He borrows a kid's lighter walking by. He's like, hey, I
can't let anyone know about this.
Can you stand there for a little while too? I'm gonna have to start you on fire after. It's like, why do you have to do that?
See, there's no easy way to make content for this because this feels like the first 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, like the cold open of a R-rated American teen college movie.
Yes,
like this is the cold open.
It's sort of like the American Pie.
It's burning, and the sprinklers like hit him in the head, and his hair's getting mad down from the water, and he just looks all defeated. The title card comes on, then you cut to the campus, and people are walking through the quad.
Yeah, and maybe this is just like the kind of this turning point in his life where like afterwards he's there's something that's went on that kind of sets the stage for it. It's like American Pie, when it start does it start with him trying to fuck the pie? That's later,
I want this
right?
to be like the cold opening to like more of like a Beautiful Mind type movie. Not even a teen comedy, but like very serious drama.
It's like what got him to really like focus in because he got picked on, and now he's like completely come and then he has
completely
to join
come.
Yeah, he has to join like some different communities and whatnot, and then slowly he gets into
maybe it goes more serious.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's starting a movie that way. The twist is that it becomes a serious drama movie.
Oh, it's like Oscar bait.
Except
but it opens with someone fucking a doll.
Yeah.
Scrambling.
Oh,
throwing the hallway. Lighting it.
And then it won't light up first because there's so much cum on the doll. So he's like trying to wring it out, and there's fucking cum juicing out of it. And he's fucking like trying to
cum goes in the lighter and
yeah.
And he's sticky, and the flint won't work anymore.
Yeah. And then he's just like doing like 2 sticks together to try to get it to rub together. Yeah. And meanwhile, it's like
it's Naked Gun for the first 10 minutes.
I think so because then
it's Beautiful Mind.
It's also like because he's like he can see his like roommate coming in, so he's like it's any second now, and then it's just like the roommate walking upstairs for like 5 minutes. He's like, oh god, and then up another flight of stairs. Oh my god, he's on like the second floor, but it's just like toom because we have to make sure to buy all that time for him as his roommate comes in. He's like, oh hey, what's up? And then there's just smoke rolling under the door. Like, whoa, maybe and
then he looks straight at the camera and says, huh. How do you feel with them apples?
Yeah, I guess
like a Goodwill Hunting little reference.
Oh boy,
there.
I guess I've got a beautiful mind. Yeah, and it just like winks at the camera, and then the title card comes in. That's gonna
get you kicked out of college. Huh? How do you like them apples?
Yeah,
they guys have a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
but then serious.
Yeah, and then just turn into
so serious you cry at the end of this movie.
Oh yeah.
See, I actually would like to see that movie made in real life for America. I want to see a movie that's. You think it's a Farrelly Brothers film, and by the end you're crying and you're texting, you're tweeting Academy members going, this is movie of the year.
Yeah, and
this changed me to my core.
And they're gonna watch it. The first 10 minutes is Naked Gun with like ridiculous 1990s college fucking drama references, like it's more like a scary movie.
Somebody once told me all that, all of it.
Man, it's like that's what after the title card comes up, it's just him walking around listening with a Smash Mouth T-shirt in 2026.
But then, like the whole thing, the whole thing color grades differently and becomes widescreen with the black bars.
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes so serious.
Yeah, oh my god!
But it turns out somebody.
And then I was gonna say,
like,
and then later on in the movie when it's like at a really precious dramatic scene, it's like. an orchestral version, like when
he's like proposing to his future wife. Fireworks are going off.
Get the London Philharmonic.
A three-legged dog comes over and licks his hand.
Oh, AIDS dog. I never thought. It turns into at the very end, at the climax, it turns back into the Farrelly Brothers movie.
So you get 10 minutes and 10 minutes with this solid Oscar film in the middle.
I love it.
I just want to write that. I want to write dumb, Oscar-worthy, dumb.
But like sandwich,
2 hours. 2 hours.
Yeah, sandwich with 10 minutes of the most ridiculous shit you've ever seen, but an hour and 50 minutes of absolute Oscar bait gold, beautiful, fucking straight up.
Yeah,
oh,
Goodwill Hunting, Beautiful Mind, you name it.
Yeah.
Oscar bait up the ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, there's not more to report on the story. A security guard contacted the fire department, extinguished the fire before any property damage or students were hurt. The dormitory later sent a statement about the incidents, warning other students from doing the same. Maybe not specifically, but it was like, hey, don't use open flames, blah, blah, blah. So we got some good content out of that. That's what I was hoping for, and oh, good times.
All right, I got the next story here.
Yep.
Couple spent several hours on a flight next to a dead body. This was a married couple traveling on a Qatar Airways flight, and they reportedly had to spend several hours next to the dead body of a woman who died during the flight. They weren't just shipping a dead body in a seat.
Yeah, which
just to be clear.
Which also, I mean, I don't know if that
they put
works
them
or
in the
better.
cargo hold so your dog can smell it and become a cadaver dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Accidental cadaver dog.
Yeah. Oh, and then
I love that subreddit. Accidental cadaver dog.
and then when you get off the flight, they just give you the corpse instead of your dog. You're like, I don't think this is my dog. You're like, I'm pretty sure it's your dog. It's got the tag on it that we scanned. And then you just end up going on. And then it's you like with your little corpsicle on a leash, like dragging it out and be like, I don't know, this doesn't seem like Fido.
Yeah, a woman died in first class. And they moved her body from first class to business class next to a couple. So, like, 3-row seating. So, like, the aisle seat, let's just say, best case scenario, aisle seat's a dead person. Best case scenario would be window seat, actually, because then they're kind of tucked over in the corner and you can lean away. Because you can pull those armrests up and kind of scoot away.
I've never flown a large enough flight that has business class. Is business class ahead of first class?
No, just economy. It's the back.
No, I thought economy class is economy.
There's first class, economy plus an economy. Economy's business.
Oh, I thought business was a better class. I don't know.
This is the hill you're going to die on with this story.
I don't know. No, I'm
going to keep reading the story while you research.
It's a premium travel offer that better seating than economy class. So it's between economy and first class by the sound. So I couldn't remember if it was better
plus in America.
I wasn't sure. No, there's still like it depends.
But that's what they call it. It's bigger leg room. It's nicer seats.
That's what I mean. For us, we only get like two airlines. Like
we get economy plus, and first class.
No, what I'm saying, like
business class is economy plus.
Yeah, but we're talking about like who the airline decides what they call it. Yeah. Delta might call it economy plus, and American Airlines might call it business class. Yeah. In other words, everybody has a quote unquote first class, but some first class might be really fancy, and some might not be.
This is a quote from one of the passengers who had to sit next to the dead lady. They looked at me and saw seats were available beside me. My wife was on the other side. We were in a row of 4, all by itself, so 2 free seats. They said to me, "Can you move over, please?" And I said, "Yes, no problem." And they placed the dead lady in the chair I was in. I like how we called it a chair.
Yeah.
Might be a regional thing because this was a Qatar flight, so this is probably all international people.
I believe it's pronounced Qatar. Is that correct?
Yes.
I don't know. It seems like it should be Qatar. But it feels like that's an American way to pronounce it. But then everybody corrects. You're like, it's Qatar. I'm like,
so in a row of 4 seats, the husband and wife are in the inner 2. There's an empty seat, and then there's a seat with a dead lady in it for 3.5 to 4 hours of the flight.
I'm guessing if it's okay. So if it's flight, it's probably one of those like. Maybe it gets to this, but like it's just like, hey, we knew she was dead, but like what? Because they
it is. Or what are we gonna do?
Yeah, because like we can't stop in the middle of the.
Put her in the back. Put her in the galley.
I was gonna say like they put her in business class, which is like
what are we gonna worry about? Turbulence?
Yeah.
Everyone's in their seats. You just hear in the back.
Yeah. Put her in an overhead compartment.
So I've already read this story, and what the family did, the husband and wife, they complained that there were other free seats in the plane, and that they were fine sitting apart from each other if they could just be interdispersed amongst the plane into normal seats next to living people. So that row of 4, they could just pull the armrests up and lay the dead person out. Like, let them have their own row. They wouldn't let them move seats.
Dude. So, okay, and this was the business class folk, right? Like, okay, yeah. So they're like, if you were first class, like this person was, like, it's bad enough we had to move them from first to business.
But it's classism, first of all, to be like,
it's literally classism.
We can't have the dead person with the rich folk.
Yeah.
Well, even though it's a rich corpse.
Well,
dude, I'd be
and that's the thing is
I'd be pulling diamond rings off her while the flight's going and be like, no one's looking, and just reach over and just like she's got like a rock the size of a
She fucking paid for it.
I'd fucking reach over and just slide that off, throw it in my pocket, and be like, this is my fucking payment for this flight.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm paying for this.
Go home, cash it in at a pawn shop, have $100 grand in your pocket.
That's
That's my payment. And I would be mum with the airline. Be like,
chopping
we're
fingers
cool.
off.
We're cool. Yeah, you really snipping your fingers off.
Sir. Yeah. But it also just like, I get it. Yeah, you can't have them sitting next to the first class folk because you're like, but like, stick them all the way in the back in economy, like you said, and then move somebody from economy, like, up to business class.
Move those two up to first.
Yeah, exactly.
Those seats are big enough. Husband and wife can sit on each other's laps in a first class seat and get some wine and some caviar.
Yeah. Oh my God, you can make it work. But this seems like the worst thing. It's almost like airlines don't give a shit about their fucking customers. Huh?
It also feels again like the beginning of like a Fairly Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing happens. They're like, they're on their trip and all. Like they get in their seat. They're happy. Like we're going to Qatar. We're going to watch the Olympics. The one, where they kept gays from participating or even watching or even being humans around it.
Yep.
Like, we're going to that. We're going to the dehumanizing Olympics.
Yeah.
And then like, on the flight, they're like, somebody wants something. and they're all happy. And then all of a sudden, they sit her down and the music cuts, like record scratch.
I want to make sure if we ever make movies, we shoehorn in that Smash Mouth song. It doesn't matter what the movie is. Body wants, because it's the perfect intro song to anybody walking through like a campus or walking through.
And that's like the happy song where they get on the plane and they're ready to go on vacation.
Body wants to tell me. And then they're taking pictures. It's Smash Mouth forever, and all this kind of stuff.
And then they hit the slowdown when they put the dead body in the seat. They're like, this lady's going to sit with you. They don't even tell her she's dead. And all of a sudden she slumps over and he goes, somebody once told me. Like that, you zoom in on the face of the husband and wife and they're like, and that's where the song ends.
Yeah.
It kills their fun. The song's fun, and then the fun dies. So they just slow
like just turn it into like a minor kind of like. Well,
have you ever heard? DJ Cumberbatch's slowed down version of that song?
Nope.
The depressing version.
No.
He makes a remix of it that's a tearjerker.
Was it shortly after the guy? Remember the lead guy died, right? Not that long ago. Last year.
No, I think
it
predates his death, I believe. After this, we'll watch it.
Yeah, okay.
And anyone out there, DJ Cumberbund, Smash Mouth, slowed down version.
Yep.
I don't know if that will get you there, but you can use your
I'm
own
pretty
words.
sure.
You can figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, type those things that people don't know how to
Depressing
Google
version,
search.
sad
this
version.
This isn't 1994 where people are like, "How do you do internet searches?" People can find their shit.
Yeah, it's a depressing version for people actually contemplating suicide. It might push you over the edge.
All right, there you go.
I don't think I have better content other than it could start as a funny romantic rom-com.
It sounds like
I don't know where it goes because once they get off the plane. Unless they keep getting stuck with dead bodies throughout the movie, which would also be kind of funny, but hard to shoehorn in constantly.
I think our theme is we just organically have shoehorned it in is the Farrelly Brothers plus Oscar bait kind of concepts for movies or whatever. So
I don't think this could be Oscar bait unless it starts as a romantic comedy. They put her next to him. They all get sad. You look at the husband and wife,
and then we
follow the dead body, not the couple.
That's what I was thinking. And you get to get like a whole understanding of like what their life was, because at first you're like, this is a silly rom-com.
Oh, and it becomes a dark.
But then you realize like you're following this person's life, and like you were just laughing about this dead body, and you find out like where they were going, why they were going there, why the first flight,
family collects the body.
First class flight like they've ever had. They were actually in poverty, but they were provided this money and like the ability to start a new life somewhere and see their kids and everything, and they fucking die on the flight. And meanwhile, everybody's laughing and like you're like, whoa,
there's fallout too. They were going to fly to the U.S. to donate a kidney.
Yeah.
And now the kidney's ruined.
That's right. So they got like they got first class from like a rich donor, from a rich person who needed a kidney in the United States.
Yeah.
They were like, your whole life's going to change. You're going to come here. I've got a whole new house for you. But you don't know that going in. You're laughing at this dead body, fucking Weekend at Bernie's style bullshit. Like, whoa,
And then you cut to the
daisy.
person who was supposed to get the kidney.
Yeah, yeah. And they're like a good person and all this kind of shit. And
And then you cut to the end, and they happen to walk past the couple from the original seats.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it gets slaps again. Once again, it just goes off the rails.
it's like they slip on the dead lady's like fucking ring they stole from her and bonk their head
so
open.
you gotta come back to the stolen ring. Like they recognize the ring
Yes.
on the girl's hand at a dinner because they're all interconnected somehow through maybe work or
They're in business
something.
class.
Business,
Yeah.
yeah. So through work.
Usually business class is when you're buying your CEO or some somebody you
Yeah, they try
works,
pulling the ring off the wife at the table and slip and
Yeah.
fall backwards, smash another table.
Yeah.
Then a glass falls, someone trips on it, goes through their eye, they die. They're a kidney match for the original person who needed it.
And it turns out it all works out in the end. Except for that woman who died.
I know, except for that one person
Yeah.
we won't even talk about.
Yeah.
That's for the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. I love it. All right, yeah, so we've got a Colorado story coming up next.
As one does.
Yes, yeah, we've got this. Let me see here. Okay, this is just pretty much the headline is the. We started doing these a little bit more because we can have some fun with them. Colorado men accused of attempting is the key word here, to use a cannon to launch meth and tobacco into Louisiana prison.
So you start with tobacco, because if you get caught, it's kind of like a silly crime.
It's still
But
like contraband.
Meth is a crime.
Well, because it's a crime on a crime. Because it's not like it's one thing for you to try to sneak contraband in. It's still probably a federal offense.
Oh, yeah,
but like
but-
it's also not like. But you're also this is
compounding
illegal.
it.
Like this is
Maybe
just
that-
tobacco.
Maybe
you
that's
know?
the thought process. Well, if we're going to get caught for tobacco, let's get caught for tobacco and meth.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
let's-
probably the kind of thought process that would happen for people who think they should use a cannon to shoot contraband into a facility.
And they don't. There's a mugshot picture here right at the top of the story.
Yeah.
This is from 11 News, CBS News. So
Yeah, this is
it's got a-
Louisiana. It's a Grant Parish, Louisiana.
They don't
Yeah.
look like people who are sitting there going, let's see, trajectory, angle, wind speed.
They've got their
barometric pressure.
They've got their college physics book out.
No,
Just
they
be
got,
like,
they got a potato gun noob
Yeah.
tube.
Yeah, they got a potato gun and a bag full of meth. Yeah, they're like, we're more meth guys than we are cannon guys.
Like they probably in their backyard shot their potato gun noob tube a bunch of times, going thump,
Yeah.
and then watch him like, that would easily go over a prison wall.
Yeah.
No, let me do it. Thump.
They did say-
Yeah, no, that would go over a prison wall. They're bragging about it. It's just literally going over their house.
Yes.
which is way shorter than a prison wall. It's like
Well,
it's a trailer.
According,
it's a trailer.
According to the deputies, said the cannon could shoot items 350 feet into the air. Now,
Wait, that
into
doesn't
the
mean
air
it's
doesn't
going
mean
to
it's going to go
arc.
that far. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's going to have the distance. It means it could go up. Now that does mean it's got pretty good but you've got to get it up over the wall. So there is like some trajectory. Also, what were they out there practicing with other things? And like they're like, I think at some point the fucking the people are going to like hear your like attempts.
Also,
at
you
doing
got
this.
to attempt with things that weigh the same, are packed the same. Like if you're gonna like say wrap up tobacco in a bundle,
Yeah.
you'd want your test bundle to be the same weight, same size. What are the odds they were that smart to be like,
No.
let's practice with actual practical, maybe even the same wad of tobacco. Let's see what happens when we launch it. Does it explode in the air? Does it explode on impact? You know,
I'm just picturing it like this one fails and then like they manage to like not get in trouble and then they're coming back with a full trebuchet, just like putting like pumpkin chunkin,
Yeah.
whatever, pumpkin chunkin or whatever.
now, what I
yeah.
love is the numbers here.
Yeah.
They tried to launch $112,000 worth of tobacco
but what did they-
and
okay.
$89,500 worth of meth.
So-
I don't know how much meth that is. That could be a baseball. To me.
I don't know. I also the question I had, which was not answered by this
tobacco.
you mentioned that.
That's bail.
Yeah, but I also the thing I'm curious about is I'm like is that prison worth? Because or is that what they would have gotten paid, or does that mean they went to them and bought $112,000 worth of tobacco from
don't
the
know.
store?
They don't look that rich.
Because
They look like
$112,000 in tobacco from the store is probably $600,000 worth of tobacco in the prison. Or
Yeah.
is it? Because I bet you tobacco and meth probably go for about the same fucking price in prison. Because now anybody who's been in prison and who's done meth and tobacco, let me
Here,
know. I guess meth is probably a little more expensive. But
How much is a
yeah.
carton of cigarettes today? Do you think?
I mean,
How many cigarette packs are in a carton?
Is that 20 packs or is it 10 packs? I don't know. I've never
Let's
smoked
go
before.
with 10 and $10 a piece. So
Okay.
$100, right? So that is 1,120 cartons of cigarettes.
Okay. So
Is it 10?
10 packs of 20 cigarettes each, or 20 packs of 4.
So that is 1,120 cartons.
Yeah, 10 packs of. That's right. 20 is how many is in a.
Now
pack,
we're
right?
assuming they're not doing raw tobacco, right? We're assuming.
Oh
it
yeah,
was
this is cigarettes.
Let's just assume
they're not just like bales of tobacco.
So
like you said, that would make sense.
So
but-
how big is this cannon to fit 1,120 cartons?
Well, I think it was a carton at a time because it sounded like it was
were
with
gonna
compressed
sit there,
air.
They were going to sit there
It literally sounds
"One.
like, dude,
how many more do we have to go? 1,119.
Cool.
All right, let's go. Can I get some of that meth? This is an all-nighter.
All right, you can only have 80,000 worth of it. We only have $89,500 worth.
They busted him on the meth thinking he was going to be shot over. That meth was solely to keep
to-
them going as a machine.
Yeah, they're like, by the time we're done, we'll be 30 grand up in the scheme because it's like 90
it,
grand,
yeah,
90
that's
grand
it.
of meth to shoot $112,000 worth of tobacco over the fucking
You're
prison
only
wall.
30 grand up in the end and dead.
Yeah, but man,
yeah.
especially after like you literally get one pack of cigarettes and one of the guards is like, what the fuck was that? Like, how quick can we get the other ones over? It's like, well, it's the potato gun. It sounds like it was a compressed air cannon. Like that's essentially some kind of potato gun.
If they were doing it one pack of cigarettes at a time, it would take 11,200 shots to get all the cigarettes over the wall.
And let's say
so it'd be like thump,
and
reload.
let's say they could do
Don't
one. What's
reload.
if they can do one every 5 seconds? Multiply that
well,
by 5.
you gotta. It's compressed air. It's a butane. You have to ignite butane.
Yeah, but
So to refill is gonna take maybe let's say 30 seconds.
30 seconds. So you were talking like fucking
Half a minute
musket. So let's see. Yeah, okay. So let's so
just divide that number by 2.
What's that number though?
No, do it always.
Yeah.
11,200 divided by 2.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah.
5,600 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is divided by 60 for an hour. 93 hours it would take.
Yeah. Okay. So
Divided by 24.
honestly, they probably don't need that much meth.
3.8 days of straight shooting.
Meth gets you there.
Would just get the cigarettes over the wall.
And just to get the cigarettes over the wall and hope
3.8 days of no sleep.
and hope that and expecting that time that there's not a single guard that's gonna catch on to.
Oh wait, no one's noticing. Every once in a while, every 30 seconds. Boop, just a
In the
pack
same
of cigarettes.
location because they're not smart enough to move. They're just doing it in the same spot. There's like this.
Oh yeah, then there's this pile bigger than the wall.
It's literally a pile of $112,000 worth of fucking cigarettes. Yeah.
I would assume they're doing wads of tobacco, which would reduce this time.
Yeah.
Let's say it would reduce the time in half. That's still 1.75 days
That's crazy,
of
dude.
straight shooting tobacco wads.
Well, yeah. So this is
And how are they?
it was two suspects, 18 and 19
How
years
do they
old.
do
Not
that?
the smartest guys, but
Be like, do it during the time where we're all in the open common ground. Okay, there's now 200 prisoners in an open field, if you will, in a walled-in prison, and a bag of tobacco falls in. Do you think your guy is getting all of them, or do you think people are going, mine?
yeah,
Just catching it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine.
Like, are they shooting into the fucking kingpins like straight up like in a catcher's mitt? Like, hey, kingpin. Yeah, why are you going out there with that catcher's mitt all the time?
The numbers are
nothing. Kunk.
The numbers are ridiculous.
In other words, I don't think it would have happened had they not been caught before they even got a single shot off. But they got caught before they got a single shot
the
off.
content for this one is literally just an animated short of them like doing meth and
you
shooting,
know what?
and then you see the sunrise, sunset.
This took place in Louisiana, but it reminds me of something that would have been on that like Florida Man show. It's Florida Man on.
Oh yeah, I watched
Max.
that.
So it's like
I wish that was better than it was.
Yeah, I've only watched 2 episodes, and I've really only super enjoyed like
the first
bits
one.
and pieces of the first one. Yes, exactly.
It's a mash show.
Yeah, I mean, I like the people who played it. It's great. It's just I'm also like
the execution
better.
was poor.
Yeah, and I feel like they could have like we've covered crazier stories. I think they were trying to be like a little bit too PC.
Their
Like
stories were
let's
so
not go
meh.
too crazy. Like because we still have to talk to these people.
The
You have to
mermaid
still feel.
one was the wildest, and it wasn't even that good.
Yeah. I mean, I do love those kind of stories about these small communities that have like all this fucking drama and shit, because you forget that like in these worlds, these little pockets of people, like whether it be a business or like, you know, a volleyball team or whatever, there's so much drama and it's people's entire world. So stuff like that's fascinating, but it's also, I could have just watched a regular documentary about it and it would have been just as fascinating. So, although it was still fun to see, like, you know, Anna Faris, you know, playing some of these, and what's his name, Sam Richardson.
They had some good people in it, but it still was.
It was. But
drunk,
anyway,
drunk history is better.
So what I would like to do is this being like this in that form a really good one, because this would be a great one portrayed by actors. Be like, hey man, want like get an idea? Only our version of it where they actually fucking sit there for. Although it could just be them planning it. That's gonna be the speculative part of it. Like it's them planning, be like, all right, doing all this math, doing all this kind of stuff, and then just immediately getting caught before they actually get a single shot off. So yeah. So that is my last story of the day. We do still have some stories kicking here. What do you want to? I think we got room for one more.
I think I'm going to
choose.
I want to go to the end.
Yes. Okay.
Did you know an asteroid is going to hit the Earth?
It's there's always one headed for Earth, right? But like
this is the
these are the ones where they're like, oh, it's going to brush closer, like it's within like 64 million miles or something. What is this one like? Oh, this one might hit us, but in like 20 years.
This one is supposed to hit us in the next 5 years. I'm trying to see if the date's in this story. I may have grabbed a bad link. Essentially, what they're going for now is it has a 1 in 48 odds of impact. This story is older. It has been updated since it has a 1 in 4 chance of hitting the Earth.
Well, yeah, it's going to be closer or further away.
It's the closest in our lifetime
every time it gets close, every time more time goes by, we're going to be, it's sort of like a weather forecast. We're going to be like, oh, okay, we can actually, we can put this out to like, and as the time goes on, it's either going to get better for us or worse for us. And like, until they're like, oh, we know now concretely this is going to hit us or it's not going to hit us.
So like, it's a couple 100 feet long. And if it hits us, which it has a high likelihood to, as opposed to previous ones, if it hits ocean, nothing happens.
Yeah.
If it hits a city or a landmass near, people where they live, it will wipe out whatever it hits, but it will not create an extinction level event where like dust plumes go up and volcanoes erupt. It's more of a, oh fuck, that big rock might hit like New York or Tokyo, but most likely the Earth is covered in water. It's just going to do a massive, like, I want to watch the video of this if it hits the ocean.
Well, it's also,
it's going to be a splash.
Well, we also know, like, when it comes in, like, it's not, it'll break up, actually, one of the more problematic things is when it's going to break up into 40 million pieces.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, they said the piece that will impact would be big enough to be like,
it'll be an extinction, like, it'll be,
but it will not extinction level event to us. It'll just nuke a city if it hit a city.
Yeah,
so, if it hit New York City, there'd be no New York City. Yeah, but that's about it.
But we're also not going to like have any agriculture for the next 3 years. Like it's like
they said it's not even that big. Will not.
Oh, really?
Will not block out the sun.
So it's not going to block out anything.
No, will not.
It's not going to be some remnants. It's not. So it's not even as bad as a massive volcano going on.
It's literally if you took a giant rock right now and threw it at a city.
So it's more about just like where it lands is the only issue. It's not the aftermath.
Lands in the ocean. If it landed in the savannas of the U.S. or the deserts of
or the fucking
Saudi Arabia,
or the Pine Barrens
it would just go boom.
Yeah,
and
it can land in the Pine Barrens and get some wrong turn yokels taken out.
It's very very much not lethal unless it hits something where people live. That would make it lethal.
Okay.
Now China, and this isn't in the story because I've read more on this on my own.
Yep.
China has created a new space agency specifically to deter this asteroid, like to maybe go up and break it, move it, etc.
And remember, last year or the year before, we tested something that actually was way more successful, like 30 times more successful than we thought, of literally just blasting something into it just to move it off.
Move it, yeah. So, yeah. You just hit it.
So
and
my guess is
pool.
My guess is we're going to be fine.
Coming at us, and if you hit it with another pool ball,
and all it does is go off by like a quarter inch. But by the time that goes like a million miles, you're like, oh, that's fucking 60 million miles.
If we move it by an inch now, where it is, it would not even come close.
Exactly.
To us.
But they also want to wait to make sure because they also could be like, oh, we could move it closer to us. We want to find out,
or break it and turn it into. Well, actually, if they broke it, it would probably all break up in the atmosphere. It's that small.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a very small asteroid.
I will say, like, at
a
the
1
very
in 4 chance of hitting a major part of any part of the world. Pretty impressive. We haven't had one of those in our life.
I will say
usually
that
they're like 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000, 1 in 20,000. Those are just fucking. Don't even think about those. They're never going to hit us.
And I mean, they should still keep an eye on it because we don't want that one.
But those are the ones you. This one. There's a good chance it's going to land on not American soil, but soil or ocean. Or it's going to hit somewhere.
Ocean would be so it's a 1 in 4 chance it'll hit somewhere on Earth, which has happened before. Meteors have hit.
This one's just big enough to note because your average rock would go through a Pinto.
No, but I'm thinking of remember the big the fucking the one that landed in the Siberian And like, remember like all those, remember all the cans got those and it blew out fucking windshields and everything, but it just landed in the fucking Siberian.
It's like one of those.
It's in the tundra.
They're just worried it might hit something populated.
Exactly. And we didn't even know that one was coming.
And
so
luckily,
luckily
the world only has like
one.
50 highly populated dense areas.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is just fucking empty.
Dude, they could honestly like you could hit most of Oklahoma and be fine. Even if it hit all the people.
Hit the populated area.
Fuck it. I'm just kidding. I'm sure
it.
Tulsa's fine. I'm sure it's great. But no shade to those folks.
Hit Alabama. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Hit Kentucky.
Yeah.
Tennessee. I'm just gonna name states I don't mind being wiped off the map by a small rock.
Yeah, you'll hit some good people, but there's a pretty good chance you'll take out some of the shitties.
Hey, the good people should listen to science and leave. The dumb people are gonna be like, I'm not putting on a mask.
Wait, nobody asked you to. Yeah. Well, I ain't.
Bam. Fucking Obama.
Yeah. One of them fucking Obama asteroids. Yeah, it probably started coming toward us way back when he actually started coming toward us about 37 billion years ago.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, like that's a real number. Okay. But yeah, anyway, people, it's good to pay attention to. It's also just, regardless, it's going to be a close flyby at best. So, well, I guess at worst.
We'll see it. Yeah. We'll probably see it in the sky.
There's going to be, like, when it comes around, like, we're going to be able to see something cool.
Actually, it's small enough where I don't, like, 300 feet wide. We're not going to see that.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's big enough where it will
cause a problem.
It will punch a city into the earth. But if it flies through our, like, not even in our atmosphere, if it flies by Earth, you might see a shooting star if it gets close.
And this is, by the way, this is 2032 in December. So
yeah,
we've got almost 8 years.
Christmas 2032, everybody. We're going to get together. We're going to have an end of the world party.
You know what? Oh, like, we're not going to have end of the world parties before with our administration getting political. Yeah, baby.
Somebody once told me the
world. All right, everybody, get lost.
Get lost.
Buckled tight and feeling fine. C12B on a midnight flight line. But then I glanced and did a double take. The guy next to me was a corpse on a break. Sitting next to death on a red-eye plane. He's taking punch, but he's got no complaints. The stewardess whispers to stay cool, but I'm sharing peanuts with a lifeless fool. Trying to read my book and not freak out, but rigor mortis made him seem devout. His head tilted back with a vacant stare. I started to worry if I'd leave this chair. The turbulence is wild, the drinks start to spill. I'm holding my composure, it's pure will. Dead guys leaning in, I'm losing all my calm. All I want is to land without dropping a bomb. Sitting next to death on a red-eye plane. He's taking punch, but he's got no complaints. The stewardess whispers to stay cool, but I'm sharing peanuts with a lifeless fool. Landing gear down, and I can't feel my knees. Praying for the ground while he's locked in freeze. Oh pilot, bring us in, just save my soul. Get me off this plane, I've lost control. Sitting next to death on a red-eye plane. His ticket punched, but he's got no complaints. The stewardess whispers to stay cool, but I'm sharing peanuts with a lifeless fool. Landing gear down, and I can't feel my knees. Praying for the ground while he's locked in freeze. Oh pilot, bring us